Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lex Talks Stuff Podcast, the podcast where I feel like talking about whatever I feel like. I mean, you've probably heard me say that a bunch of times, so if you are a recurring listener, you probably already know that. But so today, I have a very special guest, someone that I wanted to bring on since, I first started the podcast. Care to introduce yourself?
Hey! My name is Tess. I'm Lex's girlfriend.
She's real.
I am. What if I disappeared in that moment? Right when you said that.
You're an After Effects bleep or something
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly.
But so today, the setup's a little different. It's a little off. It's something that I'm working on. But so today, I wanted to talk about two things. One, I wanted to talk about our thoughts and reactions on Daredevil Born Again. Mm-hmm. And another thing was talking about just Disney Plus shows in general, because you and I have seen a few. Not a lot, but a few.
Like of just specifically the Marvel ones?
Also just like Disney Plus shows in general. But also like the Marvel stuff can also count, because it just feels similar to, we'll get into that in a little bit, but like on the ones that we've seen, like what our thoughts are.
Yeah. And are we doing like full spoilers?
Yes.
For this?
Spoilers.
Because I have some thoughts. I have some things to say. Okay?
Yes. Spoilers for the show. So, but first, what I want to do is...
But first, a word from our sponsors.
Nobody's stupid enough to sponsor this show.
You should make a fake ad to go right here.
I've done that before.
And it's like Ben selling like foot cream or something.
I gotta do that.
I think that would be really funny.
I'm just gonna have Zach like put like lips and eyeballs on a vacuum and just be like, "This is sucky." He doesn't completely suck.
I don't want to know what. I don't want to know what that invention does.
If you're selling a vacuum, saying that it doesn't completely suck actually is
it's
terrible.
A failure. Yeah.
This thing sucks. No, it doesn't. Well, then I don't want it. Oh, no.
All right.
So
Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna get right into it?
Well, I mean, first, what I want to get into is and you and I've seen the Daredevil show one other time, and then you watched it for the first time last year with me, so
Correct.
we rewatched it. So
Correct.
I've seen it twice, you've seen it once.
I'm a loser. I was not on the bandwagon when it came out. I was recommended it probably 85 times and never watched it.
Were all those 85 times me, or was it...
No, from my older brother.
Yeah, who has been on the podcast, and I'll link his
Yes.
episode here. But so, yeah, and with the original Daredevil series, what did you think? What did you think going in, and then what did you think of the show?
I thought going into Daredevil, who the fuck is Daredevil? I knew that there was a bad movie, and that's all I knew.
We may do that for a drunk movie night. Like, if you want to join. Like, me and the guys might just do, like, the Daredevil movie, but then after
I love that you proposed it like it would be something that we would be doing, and then you're like, you can join if you want. I don't know. No girls allowed.
Well, only because I've heard you say, like, you're like, not even for, like, a drunk movie, I would watch that movie.
No, I mean, like, it's...
I mean, I'll make...
There's something about Ben Affleck that gives me the ick. There's something about his face that just... Meh.
I say the Daredevil movie is only worth watching for...
Jennifer Garner.
No, not even. No,
How dare you?
Hey, I love Jennifer Garner too. She introduced me to a movie that is now a personal favorite of mine, 13 going on 30.
The most perfect rom-com ever.
When Harry Met Sally, I think might beat that.
Yeah, that's true.
Zach would agree with me.
Yes.
So, with Daredevil 2003, I think the best part about it would be Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin. He's so good in that movie.
Fair.
He's so good.
He's excellent.
Yeah, and, rest in peace.
You've never even seen The Green Mile.
You're right, I haven't. I still need
I had to think about it for a second. I was like, what if that's not his movie? And I'm thinking of somebody who looks like him. Who's the guy who looks like him? Anyways, off track. Yeah, you've never even seen The Green Mile. I have to show you that.
Yeah.
Highly recommend if you've never seen The Green Mile.
But yeah, with the Daredevil show.
Yeah, so I knew that it was super highly rated and that everybody said out of the 3 main Marvel shows that Netflix was putting out at the time, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, that Daredevil was the only one worth watching. But I just never got around to it. I'm a rewatcher.
Same.
I'd rather rewatch something I've seen 12 times than start a new series, if I'm being completely honest. But I love new content, but it's just I don't get around to watching certain things all the time. But I watched it with you last year. Loved it. Watched The Defenders.
Yeah, you watched The Defenders.
Oh, watched The Defenders, mainly for Daredevil. Still have never seen Jessica Jones. Still have never seen Luke Cage. I kind of don't care.
I think you would like Luke Cage. I think that show would hit the right notes for you.
I mean, like, he's cool, but it's
mainly for him. Like, even if the storylines aren't fantastic, he's great in it. Because even in the show, he's a little funny. Mm-hmm. Not like Thor Ragnarok funny, but like there's a scene in season 2 where, Luke, he's become more prevalent and, he's doing the hero for hire stuff. And he kind of has an agent. Like, he didn't want one, but it was offered to him. He's like, I mean, if it means I can help more people, then I'll do that. How can I help Harlem? How can I help my community? And the agent keeps recommending different things that he should do, like just lifting heavy stuff and just beating up a bunch of people. One thing that the agent was even saying something like, Beyonce did this thing for this amount of money. And I don't know if I could do that. And then later the guy is like, hey, do you want to fight a shark? And he's like, how much money did Beyonce make for that thing? Like, it was cute. It was funny. Yeah. But yeah, with Daredevil, you had seen Daredevil and the Defenders, and
yeah, I thought the Defenders was slow and boring. Yeah. But that's just me. That's just me, and a lot of other people who watched it. But that's just me. But I thought Daredevil was excellent. I thought Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin was spot on, perfect casting. I think Charlie Cox makes an awesome Daredevil. He's hot and sexy. He's blind. He's hot and sexy. No, I thought he was really great. Yeah, I don't know. Although, listen, underrated hot and sexy. Foggy. Yeah. I love him so much. It's stupid. But I loved Daredevil. I thought the show was awesome. I thought it introduced some really cool things. I'm just glad that they brought it back because it was in such high demand.
Yeah, because I remember it was December of 2018. The season 3 had already been out for over a month, and I had finished it before then, and I was at a dance, and I didn't want to go to this dance. It was like some sort of nightlight dance, whatever, something like that. I was just like, this is lame. And this was in my senior year when I was trying to go to more parties and stuff like that, more dances, and it was just And it was just
How did that work out for you?
Hey, I went to homecoming, that stupid dance, and I went to prom. And did Battle of the Classes. That's way more than I did in my previous 3 years. But so I remember I was not having a good day. I went to the dumb dance. And then when I was in the bathroom being like, okay, I need a social breather, I looked at my phone and it was announced that Daredevil was canceled. I was like, no! I want to see season 4! I want to...
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know where you were when you heard that John Lennon got shot. You know where you were when you heard about Princess Diana. He knows where he was when Daredevil was canceled.
You weren't even alive for John Lennon and Princess Diana.
Neither were you.
Yeah, because I'm a baby.
Yes.
But yeah, who are some characters in the original Daredevil that you were surprised that you liked?
I want to say Kingpin, but I'm going to be honest. I think he's a great villain, but he's kind of annoying.
He does get... He's a very heavy presence.
I'm going to be honest. He's annoying. That I liked. I thought Karen was going to be obnoxious in the beginning, but I really ended up loving her as, like, the glue that kind of held... that held the guys together.
Yeah, she walks that line of sorry to cut you off. I just want to say, like, I feel like she rides that line of she kind of gets annoying with how much she throws herself into danger. It's like, girl, what are you doing?
I know.
But she also is competent enough and kind of emotionally intelligent enough. And my favorite scene with her is when she's talking with Kingpin in season 3, where she's trying to interview him, and Fisk is trying to pull one over on her, being like, "Yeah, you know, well, you're good friends with Matthew Murdock and Foggy Nelson, and you know about Matthew's double life, don't you?" That's all, and she has like a look on her face, and she's like, "That's all I needed to know." And then she sits down and she says, "You remember your friend Wesley? You know, who had mysteriously died? He kidnapped me, and he put a gun on the desk to show how tough he was. And I grabbed the gun and held it to him. He called my bluff about me shooting him, and I shot him 11 times. I would have kept doing it more, but I ran out of bullets." And Fisk loses it. And I'm like, that's awesome. That was my, like, yeah, fuck yeah, Karen moment.
She is really cool. I feel like in some parts she is annoying, but I think she's really cool. She's definitely glue that holds everybody together. I liked Elektra in the beginning, and I'm not gonna lie, I got pretty sick of her pretty fast.
I think everybody did.
Like, she was a really cool addition at first, but I just feel like as the story progressed, it just got kind of repetitive with why they were doing what they were doing, and then it got weird. And, like, I'm all for bringing in the mystical arts. I'm all for bringing in, like, the magic side of good and evil. Mm-hmm. But, like, it just kind of came out of nowhere. The Hand, that's what they're called, right? Yeah. Like, it came out of nowhere, and I didn't mind it. But I just feel like Elektra was a lot. She was just kind of a lot. Yeah. And always trying to get Matt into trouble or use Matt as the scapegoat, which I didn't appreciate. But, yeah, I don't know. But surprised that I liked... I mean, I'm not surprised that I like Foggy. I think Foggy's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking about, like, you know, season 2. Like, season 1, fantastic. And I'm gonna throw you under the bus here. You were loving season 1, and you were like, this is really good. This is a really good TV show. Yeah. And then he got the costume at the end, and you were like, slay! That looks dumb. And
I'm gonna Google it right now to remind myself what it looks like, because I don't remember.
Because, like, season 1 Daredevil outfit, not the black one. But, like, I will agree the headpiece did look a little weird, and the one he gets later is better. But you just, I just remember you being like,
that?
No, that's not it. That one.
Yeah, he looks fucking stupid.
I will put the image on screen.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about this. That looks excellent. That is so stupid.
It was a work in progress, but like,
no, I respect it. He was doing his best. Damn. His ass looks good in this picture. No, I mean, they were doing their best, but the headpiece in this, he threw up the picture, but like, you can't see it, whatever. He looks stupid. That, oh my god, I totally forgot about this. Yeah, he looks kind of dumb.
Yeah, and then like the fight with Kingpin, where you were like, this feels like Adam West Batman, and I was afraid, it was like, oh no, this show's gonna be a drag for you from now on.
By the way, what I'm saying and what you're saying is making me sound extremely pessimistic. I don't watch the shows, and
no, I'm just sorry. You were saying.
I don't watch the shows and like hate on them the whole time.
No,
I
know.
do love them, but we're making me sound very pessimistic.
No. I remember that moment, and we had like a discussion about like you felt like there was a second where I was afraid that the show took too much of a turn from like this legal crime drama with like a vigilante slightly in the background, and then it just turned into a full-blown superhero fight.
No, I think they did that perfectly.
Okay.
I do. I'm glad they did that, because if they kept it as like a legal drama with some vigilanteism in the background as like a minor part of it, I would have lost interest.
Oh, really?
I would have lost interest pretty fast. But yeah, no, I loved it.
And, we were talking about with season 2, I feel like they did too many things in season 2. It should have either been the Hand storyline with Elektra or Punisher.
Fair. Yeah, it was a lot going on.
I would have either waited for Elektra. I think I would have made Elektra season 3. But how did you feel about Punisher? Because I was...
I thought he was awesome.
Because I was the most curious what you were going to think.
Going into this, knew nothing about Punisher. The only time I'd ever seen the Punisher logo is when like really douchey guys put it on their car. And that's the only time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that he was a complicated character. I liked him. I like Punisher.
Yeah, because I was curious, because because the symbol, your association with it, I thought your association with that would have clouded what you thought Punisher was going to be, and it would have hung over your head. I don't know if I like this character.
I didn't even know his name. I just, I remember you showing me his logo, his costume, everything, and being like, this is Punisher, this is who's showing up next season, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I see that decal on cars all the time. And he expressed anger with that, being like, oh yeah, they don't even know who that is. It's just like a cool skull that some guys put on their car.
It is a
douchebags.
Yeah, it is a frustrating thing for me. Punisher represents a lot of things, but I think the people that are using that symbol are also representing it wrong too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff with Punisher, a lot of different feelings, some valid feelings, some invalid feelings, but overall, I'm not the biggest Punisher fan in the world, I will admit, but the Daredevil show, when I first saw it, made me love Punisher. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there was some stuff I knew about Daredevil in advance, and nobody had a bigger smile on my face than me when in season 3...
Nobody had a bigger smile on your face than you.
Yeah.
Like somebody has been taking their smile and peeling it off and slapping it on your face.
Exactly, that happens. Because the only person crazy enough to do it is Bullseye. Oh my god.
Oh god.
I will. You have to admit, Wilson Bethel did a phenomenal job.
He does a great job. He does a great job. There's something about Bullseye. There's something about him. The actor did a phenomenal job. Like, only a good actor can make you hate a character that much. You know what I mean? I think he did a great job. I think he played creepy really well. He played stalker really well. He played dangerous very well. But there's something about Bullseye that just made me want to reach into the TV and just be like, shut up! Shut up!
I mean, that's how he is, which is the thing that I think the show really nailed, because we will get into Born Again briefly, I promise. I'm really excited about this. But yeah, I read some Daredevil comics, last year, and, Kingpin was not always Daredevil's arch nemesis. That came later. He was a Spider-Man villain,
right.
And then Frank Miller was like, I got an idea, and then plopped him in there, and he made Elektra, and he made Stick, and he made the Hand, and all of that.
Oh my god! Wait, that's a character we need to talk about, guys. Stick.
Yeah, Stick was great.
I love him so much. I love Stick so much. He was crazy, but he was our crazy man.
He was a crotchety old man, and I loved him.
But he was our crotchety old man. I love Stick. He was fucking nuts, though. He was out of his mind, but I loved him.
Yeah.
Also, I also loved the nun, his mom.
Yeah, Maggie. Sister Maggie. She's phenomenal.
She was so good. I loved her sense of humor. I loved her, desire to protect him and her, quick-wittedness with him. And I literally, within 3 seconds of them talking, looked at him and said, "That's his mom." And he was like, "What? No." Spoiler alert. It was his mom.
Yeah.
I literally, the way they looked at each other, I was like, I can smell it on him.
Yeah. But yeah, and even Frank Miller was the one that created Sister Maggie, because Daredevil's mom had never appeared in anything else before that.
Well, thank you, Frank Miller.
Yeah. But yeah, with, and Frank Miller, before Frank Miller's influence, I would say that Bullseye was probably Daredevil's best nemesis before...
That Bullseye was Daredevil's mom.
I'm your mother and you're the baby. What? I'm so glad I can't look at you.
What? What?
That's what Daredevil would say to...
Oh!
I can't even look at you right now. Oh, wait. And you were saying Sister Maggie. I also got to give a quick shout out to Jack Batlin Murdoch. Even though we see Matt's dad briefly.
Poor Jack.
Yeah. He wasn't the greatest father in the world, but he loved Matt and did everything in his power to be like, don't end up like me.
Why is every sweet character named Jack dying? That guy, Jack from This Is Us, Titanic. That was such a weird train of thought that I just had. No,
fair enough. And one last person I want to give our love and respect to.
Vanessa. Sorry.
She is great. Turk. No, I'm kidding. Although I do love Turk. He's kind of like a
Which one is Turk?
Oh, he was the weapons dealer.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait. He was the famous guy.
I think so. I don't remember, but...
he was played by somebody famous that I know.
I think so. But yeah, the person I want...
Wait.
the person that I wanted to highlight was...
Oh, I already know who you're going to say.
Was the father...
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to say.
Was the father from Daredevil, the one who sadly died by Bullseye's hand.
Yes, Rob Morgan played Turk Barrett. Rob Morgan, and I know him, and it's not clicking how I know him, but I know him.
Yeah.
But I know him, I swear to God. We can cut all this part out, but I need to know why I know him.
But yeah, like...
Oh! Now I remember. He's Hopper's, like, right-hand man. He's his deputy, in Stranger Things.
Oh,
he's the other guy.
really?
You know how there's the three cops?
Oh, yeah!
And one of them is, like, just kind of behind, and it's Hopper, and the other guy, that's him. That's him. We can cut this part out.
I'm keeping it in.
Right. It's just me scrolling on my phone.
It's cute. Well, yeah, I forgot his name for a second. I'm so sorry. Father Paul Lantum, who was in
Fears. That's not who I thought you were going to say.
But no,
I thought you were going to say,
we should give a shout out to Claire.
No, that's not who I thought you were going to say either. Why can't I remember his name?
Are you talking about...
The little cutie patootie who built his suit.
Oh, Melvin! That's right.
Melvin! Oh my God.
I hope they bring him back in Born Again. That would be awesome.
He has the same name as a giraffe.
He's tall as one.
Oh, wait, no! Melman.
No, it's Melvin. Melvin Potter.
Yeah, but the giraffe is Melman.
Oh, that's true. It's Melvin.
I'm just an idiot.
No. But yeah, like the father, Lantum, a very underrated character in the original show. I thought he was great.
I agree.
Yeah.
But Melvin.
Yeah. And he fell in love with his parole officer.
I love him so much. Well, are we going to talk about Born Again?
Yeah, it's time to get into it. So, spoilers for people that don't know or haven't seen the show, and we're 30 minutes in.
Can I give the spoiler?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get real intimate for this. Because I'm really fucking upset, guys. 5 minutes into the first episode, they kill Foggy Nelson. And I'm ready to die with him. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
I have beef with these writers. So maybe not 5 minutes. Maybe it was like 10 minutes. But
I think it was 15
still,
minutes.
Right? Like,
I think, yeah, like, here's the thing. Because you know about the production problems that Born Again had, right?
Yeah, they kept having to push it off with the strike and everything.
Yeah, there was the strike, and then they were in the editing bay, and Marvel looked at it, and they were just kind of like, not liking what I'm seeing. And they said they scrapped everything and started over again. I was like, oh, okay. And then they brought all the actors back. Because originally they said Foggy and Karen were just going to be dead off screen.
I'm going to hurt these people.
And then they realized...
They were going to kill Karen too?
Yeah, that's what I heard rumors about. I also Vanessa, they brought Vanessa back. The actress for her that
Trouble
we know...
in Paradise over with Vanessa and what's his face?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of his first name.
Wilson.
Eugene.
But so, yeah, like the actress, originally she was not going to be coming back.
Because she's a loser.
No, they didn't think about bringing her back.
Why? Half of Kingpin's dialogue is saying her name. Can we talk about that?
Oh, no, they were going to have a Vanessa... but it was a different person playing Vanessa.
I will say, so I always made the joke that like half of Kingpin's dialogue in the original Daredevil series is just him saying the word Vanessa. And the first line we get from Kingpin when he comes back for Daredevil Born Again is him looking at her and going, Vanessa. And that's the first line of the whole...
It's perfect.
Of his entire dialogue. And I literally had to pause the show because I started laughing.
Yeah. But yeah, this was her. Sandine Holt. That's who was going to replace her.
That's... Did you say Sandine?
Sandrine.
Roll the tape. You said Sandine.
Yes, I said
Sandrine Holt.
Yes.
She looks familiar.
Yeah, I don't know what she's in, but yeah, she was going to replace Ayelet Zur is the actress's name that we all know and love from the original show. So she wasn't going to be coming back either. Almost nobody was coming back. The only people we knew were Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, and maybe John Bernthal.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen Bernthal yet in the first 2 episodes, but yeah. In the first episode, the first 15 minutes, they killed Foggy. And that's what is propelling the story, which I get that we needed something to propel the story forward, but we didn't need that. We didn't need that. I didn't need that.
I'll be completely honest. If I had to have picked someone to die...
I'll punch you right here, right now. What are you about to say to me right now?
I would have chosen Karen over Foggy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. I do love...
She's probably gonna die. She keeps putting herself in situations where
and she's dead in the comics. Silent Bob killed her.
I don't know
Kevin Smith plays Silent Bob and Jay and Silent Bob, and
he
wrote a Daredevil comic.
Oh, okay.
And he killed her in that book from Bullseye.
You're telling me about Kevin Smith as if I'm not the one who bought you that Silent Bob bathrobe.
That's true.
He looks like Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no, yeah, so they killed Foggy, guys. Spoiler alert, they killed Foggy.
And then they made Karen go away.
And I hope they kill me next. Because I can't... I literally, at the end of that episode, he was like, so what do we think so far after episode 1? And I was like, maybe I don't want to watch the rest of this.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, full thought, I think that Born Again is really good so far. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Mm-hmm. I don't appreciate that though.
Yeah.
He had a beard now and he was all grown up.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have a girlfriend.
Yeah, what happened to his girlfriend?
I was thinking about that. I'm like, weren't they practically married?
Yeah,
what happened to her?
I don't know. I think that the writers just didn't think about it. But yeah, I was saying to someone in the Big Top Discord with Ben and the others, and we were talking briefly about Born Again. I put a spoiler thing on there. You can cover it.
Yeah, I know.
And so...
I know how Discord works.
And so I talked about how there's a lot of things I really, really like in Born Again. In the first episode, I was like, okay, there's some great camera work. Granted, I think a lot of the lighting and color correction looks flat. I think the smoke in the fight scene, I think that looks really flat. I was like, this really needs contrast. But that's the film nerd in me, and so that's a nitpick I can put... That's a nitpick I can put aside. As long as
something I never would have noticed.
That's something that the fight scenes, the fighting is good. The choreography is good. It's really good. It reminds me of the original show. But yeah, just but it also is there's some great shots, some great fighting. So I'm half and half about how the production is. But yeah, a lot of stuff I really like is, some story elements, Kirsten McDuffie gets introduced, who is my personal favorite love interest for Matt Murdock, comes from my favorite run and one of my favorite runs in the Daredevil comics. Daredevil by Mark Waid.
I still think he and Karen should be together. But that's just me.
I mean, they are. That is his true love. Mm-hmm. But if I had to pick someone that wasn't Karen, I really loved Kristen.
I just hope they get together this season. Him and Karen. I hope they just suck it up and
just hug it out.
Yes. You know?
Maybe even go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Daredevil's been to San Francisco.
Yeah. I want them to get together.
But yeah, I liked that. I liked the inclusion of Heather, who was another Daredevil love interest, which I was like, I didn't think they would ever bring this character in. I love the idea of Fisk being mayor. Mm-hmm. I think that's really cool. Someone was saying, how the hell is Wilson Fisk elected mayor? I guess Nadim's death meant nothing. I was like, I guess.
True. Oh my god, I forgot about Nadim.
But then again, I guess Stormy Daniels putting herself out there really meant nothing.
The whole time we were watching Born Again, and it was talking about Wilson being mayor, I was like, how poignant and scary.
Yeah.
What an interesting, relatable time that we live in. So scary.
So yeah.
How can Wilson Fisk be mayor? I don't know. As we're recording this, we have a felon for president.
Yeah.
So it's scary out here.
Yeah. That would be my only counter to that of Nadine's sacrifice meant nothing. I'm like, in all fairness, it's Wilson Fisk. He's probably the most powerful.
Mm-hmm. He's pulling strings. He's rich.
He's. I think he would have made another deal, or something else would have happened had the show went on.
Right.
I guarantee we would not have never seen him again had the original show continued. Mm-hmm. That's my counter to that. But so I think that a lot of the plot lines are cool. We didn't see Echo, but I know that Fisk was shot in the face by Echo at the end of Hawkeye. Because, she thought, Clint killed her dad.
Right.
And as Ronan, and was like, well, who do you think I didn't kill him? I was there in the warehouse. Who do you think killed your dad or set him up? I was like, oh. So she's like, oh no, my uncle, Wilson Fisk, is actually a terrible person, and I didn't know this. But so, and he got shot in the eye. I remember at the end of Hawkeye, I was like, no, you did not just bring Fisk back just to kill him. That upset me so much. I was so upset by that. It was a classic MCU, killing all the good villains. And, but I was so glad that he didn't die. I was like, oh, okay. He just got shot in the eye. And then, you can get shot in the head and still survive.
I know.
But yeah, and he was recovering, and I remember seeing that post-credit scene of Echo where, where news anchor is saying, things are really, really bad here in New York. Another corrupt mayor. What the hell are we gonna do? I guess we have really low options. Who's gonna rise to the occasion? And Wilson Fisk is like, and Vanessa. When I was a boy.
God, I think we should play a drinking game of every time he says Vanessa, take a shot, and every time he says when I was a boy, chug. You know what I mean? It's just he says that so much that it just kind of takes me out of the character. And I feel like he says when I was a boy so much. Okay, we get it. You were a boy once. So were lots of people.
You had a fucked up childhood, I know.
So did lots of people.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I like... But yeah, there's elements I like, and the acting is great. All the actors are showing up, and they are there, and they're doing great. Mm-hmm. And I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, like the only like two big things was I just felt like the killing of Foggy and the removal of Karen felt like we got you. You thought we were continuing the show that you knew before. We're not. This is our show. That's what it conveyed to me. But then I was talking in the group chat today. And so Karen is confirmed for season 2 of Born Again.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know who just a couple of days got announced that they are returning for Born Again season 2?
Foggy?
Yeah. So
thank God.
So either flashbacks or he's not dead. I'm hoping for he's not dead.
Maybe it was staged and it's like a witness protection thing.
That was a thing in the comics. He died, and Matt.
I hope so.
And Matt was so upset. He was in prison in the comics at the time because his identity as Daredevil was leaked to the FBI.
Classic.
So it was like, fuck. And, he had to get out of prison. And when he got out of prison, he was like, what do you mean Foggy's dead? And he's like, who's behind it? And turns out it was Vanessa.
When is it not Vanessa?
And then the funny thing is Vanessa was dying. All the years of Matt and Wilson fighting against each other really took a toll on her.
Like how? The stress?
I think the stress of it, and she just became more susceptible to diseases, and just
what?
I don't know how to explain it.
How does somebody become susceptible to diseases because two people are fighting that aren't her?
Well, also it's just like a lot of fucked up stuff going on, and I think it's also just the loss of will to live, and she's probably just choked on so many cigarettes and shit like that, and because
they just wanted to kill her.
Yeah,
because sometimes I do too.
And so
she's crazy.
Yeah,
like she's crazy.
Oh yeah, in the comics she arranged for the murder of her own son because he arranged for the murder of his father, Wilson, because Fisk was an abusive father.
Well,
yeah, and so she was like, and she killed her son. She arranged for him to die.
That's crazy.
And she hated it. She's like, I had to kill my little boy for, my occupation. Mm-hmm. And she went to Europe while Fisk was in jail. Mm. And she was even saying, and she was like, Matt, I could help you with your whole situation of, putting the genie back in the bottle with your identity. All you need to do is just release my husband. And Matt's like, why the hell would I do that? I'm dying. I have nothing left. And when I die, like, if you leave here and you don't accept, I'll just, release everything. Make sure that it's 100% confirmed and everything, and no takesies backsies. And he's just kind of like, I don't care anymore. And he just jumps out the window and goes back to America. And, the bodyguards are like, well, what do you want to do, Mrs. Fisk? Are we gonna like, bury him or something? And she's like, no. You know what? I don't have it in me anymore. And she just throws away the evidence and lets Matt go back to his life. And Matt realizes this, like, oh, she didn't throw me under the bus. God fucking damn it. Mm-hmm. And then he shows up to Fisk's parole, and he's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm here to give you the second chance that you rightfully don't deserve. Because I'm doing it for the woman whose life we both ruined. And so Matt gets Fisk off. And then I
think you should rephrase that sentence.
And so, Nelson and Murdoch are back together and everything like that. And I'm like, whoa, that was all crazy. And like, well, will we see Fisk again? Yeah, we probably will, but for now I don't think he's gonna come back for a little bit. And then it cuts to Wilson Fisk in Europe, looking at Vanessa's grave, and he's just crying over it. End of comic.
Yeah.
But no, it's I hope they go with that FBI, like our undercover story, witness protection story for Foggy. That would be nice. And like if they're bringing him back, then great. I for a second was almost so upset because I thought they killed Bullseye, which I know you were like, I'm fine with.
Sorry, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, but for me, I was like, we just got back one of the best Marvel villains. Stop killing all your good villains. We can't just have Loki 10 times over.
I don't see why not.
Loki can't be the only good villain in the universe. And even then, he's not a villain anymore. I guess he's a god of stories.
He's whatever he wants to be, okay? Let him live his life, okay?
You would murder a cat and you'd be like, oh, he probably has a reason for it. He has trauma.
He's just a little guy.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, I will say it's cool seeing Bullseye again. I hate you for killing Foggy or shooting Foggy, but you're in jail, so haha. I hope he gets his costume at the end of it. At the end of the show, that'd be dope.
Watch it look stupid.
I hope it doesn't. It already looks stupid, the thing he has on now.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you need the completed thing. And so from there, just a lot of really cool, a lot of stuff, and then we get into episode 2, which I thought convinced me a little more than episode 1. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Episode 2, it felt very much like the original Daredevil show. The style of the fighting, the script, like it felt like classic Daredevil, like from the first show.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate and I respect. I liked it. I have beef, but I liked it.
Yeah, I think with 2, we get into, Fisk and Vanessa trying to repair their marriage, which,
Trouble in Paradise.
They'll just be living a loveless marriage like in the comics.
That sucks.
Yeah, and they're both terrible people, so I don't feel that bad for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get to meet Hector Ayala, the White Tiger. Mm-hmm. And they're doing one of my favorite Daredevil storylines from the Brian Michael Bendis run on Daredevil, which I have both omnis right up there, where, Matt's dealing with his shit, but then the White Tiger comes out of retirement and is accused of, a crime that he didn't commit. Just wrong place, wrong time.
Right.
In the comics, it was just theft and a misunderstanding of a murder. Like someone thought he killed someone. Someone thought he killed a cop. It was actually a robber. And then the guy was at the scene. Meanwhile, this guy, he was a little more direct in the show of like killing the cop. But also he was like, I didn't mean to push him in there. And so I'm glad they're doing that story because I think it's cool.
I know nothing about White Tiger. This is the first time I've ever heard of him.
He has a daughter.
Okay.
Named Ava Ayala. She is the new White Tiger.
I know nothing about that. It was the first...
She appeared in the Drake Bell Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
I never watched it.
Fair enough.
I watched maybe like 2 episodes. Yeah, no, I have never heard of White Tiger, so I'm excited to see where the series takes us with that character.
And rest in peace to the actor.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So...
Yeah. He passed away like right before... right after filming ended or right before it came out?
He passed right before they did the reshoots.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think they were like, well, we want to do reshoots, but we don't want to get rid of the stuff with him. And so I think, and he's doing great. And I'm sorry, I can't think of the actor's name right now, but I'm very interested. I'm very excited, and I think it's fun, like seeing just like almost like a Law and Order, but with superheroes, which was something that I was kind of down for.
Yeah.
Which is something that, like, I guess She-Hulk was gonna be, or kind of was, but
I never watched She-Hulk.
I didn't watch She-Hulk either. I just watched the Daredevil scenes online. I will say that he looked good in that yellow and red
in
outfit.
the gold suit.
Yeah.
He did look good.
Because you and I, we've talked about, like, superhero costumes, and I'm just like, there's somewhere I'm like, they should just do the costume like this, and you're like, oh, you think every superhero costume is great? And I'm like, no, I don't. And you're like, it sounds like you do, and I'm like, that's not entirely true. Like, I showed you the Nomad outfit for Captain America, where Steve wore a deep V and a cape, and had a bow staff, and like.
He looks okay.
And I'm like, I don't like that outfit. I hope Chris Evans never wears that in a movie.
Well, he didn't.
Good. I liked his one in Infinity War much better.
Me too.
He looked great with that beard.
Mm-hmm.
My mom gave points off to Endgame because he shaved it.
Yeah. He looked so good.
Mm. And, but, yeah, but yeah, like, I don't like the classic Daredevil suit where it's, like, yellow and red. I just don't like it. Mm. And I was like, oh, no, not that costume. And then they show the costume, and I'm like, oh, it's just the Netflix show costume, but just yellow in a couple of areas. That I'm fine with. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought it looked good. And, I thought it was dope. And... but I'm glad that we're back to the more traditional costume, and he hasn't worn it since the first 15 episodes.
Right.
The first 15 minutes, I mean. So, yeah, is there anything that I'm missing? Is there anything that you're looking forward to in the show that you want to see or that you want it to go?
I'm very excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see Punisher again. I'm excited to see how they interact. Yeah, I feel like that's like the big one. Is I'm excited to see Punisher and how that goes.
So the actor's name is Camar de los Reyes. So rest in peace to him. Mm. I'm enjoying his performance so far, and that sucks that he had cancer while filming. Yeah. But so yeah, I'm too. I'm excited for Punisher. Mm-hmm. I've heard Bernthal made sure that Frank wasn't watered down.
Yes, which I'm excited about. I'm liking that, even though it's made by Disney Plus, like, they're not taking away any of the original draws of the show. It's still dark, it's still violent, like, they're not sugarcoating anything. They dropped a few F-bombs.
I know, they couldn't do that in the original show.
Yeah, but hey, you're a fucking Disney princess now, swear all you want.
Does that mean Foggy is a Disney princess?
He can be whatever he wants to be.
Fisk is a Disney princess.
Yes, I think so.
Vanessa, look at my Snow White outfit. Isn't it lovely?
Vanessa, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
He's wearing... It's just Fisk, but with like a little mouse, Mickey Mouse cap on.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Let's go to Comic-Con and give one to Vincent D'Onofrio and be like, you have to wear this next season.
Yeah.
we saw Vincent D'Onofrio at a Comic-Con and he waved at me.
I know, yeah. That was crazy.
It was cool.
It was cool.
I stood there like an idiot and I went, I didn't know what else to do.
And then he waved back. He was like, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, yeah, I'm excited for Punisher. And John Bernthal is also going to be co-writing a Punisher Disney Plus special. So you know how there was Werewolf by Night?
Yep.
So he's going to do one for Punisher.
Awesome.
And he's like, I want to make sure that the character is done justice. Because I don't think he was like a fan as like a kid or something like that. I think it was like my fandom came later.
Right.
I think it came from the comics that he was recommended to read. And then he really got it. And he was like, this is this character that's now a part of me. I've been playing him for so long and I'm so close to him that I need to make sure that he's done right. And he knows that people want him done right.
Right. I respect it.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish more actors kind of did that. Where they're kind of more like, yeah, you know, whatever the script says. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think Chris Evans cares, like, what kind of script he's given. He's just like, where's the money?
No, I disagree.
All right, will the money go to like a children's orphanage? Yes, it will, Mr. Evans. Okay, then that's all I care about.
And why is that bad?
I mean, that's not bad.
You're making it sound like it is.
I would like money to go to the children's orphanage and the enthusiasm of Chris Evans. You know, porque no los dos. I said it right.
That Duolingo is paying off.
Yeah, I'm almost on 250 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I lost my streak at like day 4, so.
I mean, I've tried keeping it up best I can. I think I'm doing okay with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Duolingo, and I thought it was just weird, the whole like Duolingo died thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this all about?
I don't know. I still don't get it.
I don't get it either, but I guess he's alive again. Hopefully Foggy is too. Yay! Transition. But now, briefly, what I wanted to talk about is, we've shared our feelings on the original Daredevil show and on Born Again and how Disney Plus is going about it. You know, but like the thing is, I feel like Disney Plus shows are often on our least interested in when coming to look for new stuff to watch. Like, we'll either go to like Netflix or Hulu or HBO or even
yeah,
Amazon
you're right.
Prime.
I have noticed that.
Like, I will admit I haven't seen X-Men 97 yet. I am going to watch it. I'll probably just watch it by myself. And then if I like it, I'll be like, hey, watch it with me. And then you're like, okay. I swear one of these days I'm going to turn you into a drinker.
Who says you haven't? I'm drunk right now. Just kidding. No, I'm not.
Okay. Your glasses have a flask inside.
Exactly.
It's just like...
Exactly.
One of the...
You think this is a microphone? It's not. It's a flask.
It's filled with cranberry juice. I'm a drinker of cranberry juice. But so, yeah, it's just... Like, what do you think it is about, like, certain Disney Plus shows that don't have that,
They've gone downhill. It started off so strong with, like, WandaVision. And then it just kept...
And Mandalorian was also very strong.
Right. But I feel like with each new venture, I feel like they're just not hitting the points that they were hitting before.
I feel like... Yeah, they have the budget of a movie, but they're trying to make a blockbuster into a TV show.
Yeah, and you just can't do that.
Sometimes they were successful with it. Like the first 2 seasons of Mando were great.
Right.
WandaVision was great.
I never finished the last season of Mando.
Oh yeah, we never finished that. I finished it. You never did.
Nope.
In all fairness, season 3 it really went downhill for me personally.
Yeah.
You know, Book of Boba Fett. There's like 3 good episodes in that show, and I only showed you the last 3.
Yeah,
because it featured Mando and would explain season 3.
Yeah, I only watched a few episodes of that show.
Yeah, I didn't watch Ahsoka. We didn't watch Ahsoka.
No.
I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought
I need to watch Kenobi.
I thought it started strong, got really weak in the middle, and then kind of stuck the landing a bit at the end. Like
the way you said that was wild.
Yeah, because it's like really trying hard, like it's flexing every muscle that it can, and you know, it had some really good scenes in it. There was a lot of cool ideas. But overall, I think the problem with it is it didn't feel like a show. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, if I watch... You know, around that time, I was also watching Peacemaker. Mm-hmm. Which I know that you have no interest in watching, and that's perfectly okay.
I never said that.
But yeah, like, Peacemaker to me at least felt like a show. Like, I was watching it, and I was like, yeah, each episode has a beginning, middle, and end. Yes, there's an overarching plot, but, you know, there's this element of, like, you can tune into any episode. The Disney Plus shows didn't really have that much.
Yeah, no, it was hinging on, like, every cliffhanger that it could.
I mean, Netflix did the same thing.
Right.
Stranger Things, it's hard to watch a singular episode of Stranger Things.
Well, yeah, there's too much context. There's too much information.
Yeah, that it feels like you're just cut off in the middle of a movie. Mm-hmm. Which I think is kind of annoying now. Like, if only a couple shows were doing it, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I feel like a lot of shows are doing it. Which kind of just, like, bugs me. Because a lot of the shows you and I love, like, especially, like, growing up or, you know, as recently, are ones that are more traditional, episodic ones. Mm-hmm. Like, you love Friends.
Yeah.
And Friends, you can just watch any episode. The first Friend... no, not the first one I ever saw. I saw a few before I met you. Mm-hmm. But one that we watched together was the one where nobody's ready.
Yes, that is my favorite episode, the one where no one's ready.
Yeah, and I could just plop right in there, and everything would work out.
There is overarching context, but you could just drop in wherever.
But it doesn't, like, you know, stop your enjoyment.
It's not a hindrance, right? Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, and, like, I love Better Call Saul. I feel like I can pick out any episode of Better Call Saul, and I could watch it. Like,
I disagree.
One of my favorite episodes is the episode where Hugh's in jail.
Yeah, but for Better Call Saul, you need too much context. There's a whole other series worth of context.
I guess that's true.
For the show. You can't just pick that up wherever.
I think Breaking Bad, you could probably do that.
No, I disagree on that also.
I mean,
there's way too much story and world building.
I feel like if I saw Breaking Bad and 3 Days Out, I think it's 4 Days Out, came on, I would have been hooked instantly had I seen that on TV. Well, yeah.
My first episode of Breaking Bad that I ever saw was the finale.
I know. That's so crazy.
I know. I'm just quirky. What can I say?
Same.
No, it's just my family was watching the finale, and they had been telling me to watch it for years. So I sat with them and I watched the series finale, and I was like, wow, this is really cool and crazy and dark. And then
how did we get here?
Yeah, and then I started from the beginning and I watched.
Yeah, but it also and that's the thing. Like, it still has this element of it being a Breaking Bad episode, not just a finale, but an episode, and still gives you that intrigue where, yes, context really helps, but you're still able to just watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I still don't think that you can just pick up wherever. That was your original point, is that you can just pick up a random episode and watch it, and it'll totally make sense. I don't think Breaking Bad is that show.
That's true.
I disagree. I don't think it is at all.
That's true. Law and Order is more within that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, what's funny is I got into the Big Bang Theory for a period of time, like, in the middle of, like, season 8. And then just continued onward, and then just filled in the gaps on YouTube, and then just kept going as the episodes were coming out.
It's just less fun.
Yeah.
Like, doing it that way.
Yeah. But I also think, like, there is a joy of just randomly seeing an episode, and then enjoying it, and then being like, I think I'm going to try to watch the rest of it if I can. You know, and streaming has allowed that to happen. But, like, now a lot of streaming services kind of threw that model away, and now we're just like 13-hour movies. And I'm just like, okay. But I mean, what's like a show that you love that follows traditional, like, the shows that you and I watched growing up, while also being like a streaming show?
What do you mean?
Like how, like, Friends does the whole episode thing of, like, almost anywhere, but that you can, but like a show that's currently, like, streaming, like, originally made.
No, I don't. Grace and Frankie, you can kind of do that with, but there is context in the beginning of the series that you need. But it is a sitcom where you can just pick it up wherever and watch a random episode. Yeah, I don't know. They don't really make shows like that anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I miss shows like that.
They don't make shows that are made to run for years on end.
Yeah.
They make shows that are made for binge watching and that are only supposed to last a couple of years.
I will say the Disney Plus model of waiting a week is actually brilliant.
Yeah.
Because that would...
It keeps people invested.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like regular TV again. Because
someone pointed out to me, like, when Cobra Kai, the latest season, had dropped, and everyone was talking about it. They talked about it for, like, a week, and then nothing.
Right.
WandaVision, people kept talking about that for a while.
Right. I'm still talking about it. I just watched the Agatha show. Agatha All Along. I just watched Agatha All Along. Loved it, by the way. The haters, shut up. I loved it.
I might check it out, mainly because I think once, another spoiler alert, Aubrey Plaza is Death.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, you're bringing Death in. Like, 'cause, you know, Death is a character, you know? Thanos wants to fuck her. She doesn't want that. She wants to fuck Deadpool.
Who doesn't?
Me.
I don't believe you.
It looks like Ryan Reynolds had sex with a Shar-Pei.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at night, babe.
But so, you know, that was, you know, and that excites me. That sounds fun. That's because there's just a lot of lore stuff that would drive me in there. But then again, like, nobody really asked for an Agatha show.
I did.
That's true. But also how that show went, did it feel like a movie stretched out, or did it have like an episodic feeling?
I feel like it had both, because every episode was a different part of the journey that they're on, and so it was fun and it kept it fresh, but as well as it had the stretched out story and the fleshed out characters, and it felt super long. But also, like, every episode was so different.
Well, can you just watch any episode, like, on a rewatch? Like, on a rewatch, if you're like, I want to rewatch this one episode.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. But it's because I already know the context.
I guess. Because I also think about rewatchability, because maybe you don't want to watch the whole season. You just want to watch a couple episodes. Because I like doing that. I think that's fun. Like, a lot of the cartoons that I loved growing up, I'll sometimes just scroll through Netflix or HBO Max and then be like, boop.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I was watching Justice League on my own a few days ago.
Last night.
No, well, we were watching Justice League versus the Fatal Five last night.
Yeah, I know. But it was his suggestion.
In all fairness, it was a good movie. But, yeah, like, what do you think Disney Plus should do to get, like, more people interested in their shows? Like, what are they doing wrong?
Too much too fast. Like, Marvel shows have gone downhill significantly because they're producing too many at a time too quickly. So the quality is going down. I'd rather have quality over quantity. And plus, also, like, maybe it's short attention span, I don't know, but, like, putting too many out there makes me not want to watch them because then I'm like, oh, well, I haven't even started this other one. How am I going to catch up on this new one that everybody's watching? And then I just don't watch either.
Because also some of the shows make you do homework. That make you feel like you have to do homework. Where it's like, if you want to watch this show, you got to watch this show. Mm-hmm. And you go, like, Marvel was doing that. Star Wars started doing that. Mm-hmm. And that got really annoying. Because I was on board for everything Star Wars. And I was like, I'm good. The only one that I'm watching... Actually, you know what I could watch? I could probably pick Andor. Mm-hmm. And then maybe rewatch a couple episodes. There's this great prison arc that I could probably just watch those 3 episodes again and again and again and never be bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should watch it sometime.
I agree. I need to watch Andor.
Yeah. I think maybe like one day where you and I have literally nothing going on, we should just do like a Kenobi or Andor or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just be like you know that like the sketch on is it YouTube or TikTok where like it's that couple eating food and then you hear like the Netflix ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum, but it cuts to them eating a different food with every ba-dum ba-dum.
He's such an old man when he's describing memes. You're like, I saw it there on the TikTok or the YouTube shorts, I think. I love it, though. I love it.
I love you.
Love you.
But so, yeah, like just a day of something like that.
Cool.
But yeah, so Too Much Too Fast. And maybe just like, I feel like there's a little too much emphasis on star power sometimes. Where they're like, the novelty of just like an A-list celebrity starring in this show can sometimes just hinder it. Where it's like, hey, we're making an Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Look, Ewan McGregor's doing a TV show. Isn't that wild? And it's like, okay.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I went to bed, so am I.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Good night.
We're gonna wrap up.
We'll wrap up.
Good night. But so yeah, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like the novelty of like, hey, Ewan McGregor's doing a TV show, isn't that cool? It's like, I guess.
Who else were they gonna get?
That's true. I mean,
no, I don't think that applies to him.
That's true. You're right.
He's the main character. He's Obi-Wan. Who else were they gonna get to play Obi-Wan?
That's true. I should have said something like, in Mandalorian, you know, they had the episode with Jack Black and Lizzo.
Yeah.
And I was like, we didn't need these guys here. I love them.
I need Jack Black in everything.
That's true. I love him, but I didn't need him in that. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Too much commercialization, and I think they play it too safe. With a lot of their shows, they feel safe. Where they're like, it was watchable. It was kind of fun. I don't know if I would watch it again. Like, there's nothing that, like, grips you or has enough risks to it where you're like, ooh, I gotta see the next episode. Oh, I gotta see where this goes.
I felt that way with WandaVision, but I haven't really felt that way since.
Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier was definitely a little more typical Marvel. I still really enjoyed it personally. Loki, we should still see season 2.
I know.
We've been meaning to see it.
Putting it off.
Yeah, let's just do that next weekend. But like, what kind of hurt was like, you know, the other Loki. I'm forgetting her name. Sylvie. She kind of got annoying on me.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
I heard she gets better in season 2. So, and you can clearly tell that Loki was supposed to be 12 episodes, and then COVID really messed everything up. That's also another thing. These shows take way too long to get made. When where it's like the production of a movie. It was like, we can wait 3 years for a movie. 3 years for a season 2? Nah, you're gonna lose too many people. It's just, I think that's frustrating, and that's not just a Disney thing, that's an everybody thing. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, we're gonna keep watching Born Again. I'm liking it. You know, maybe I will love it by the end of it. Maybe Foggy will be alive at the end.
God, I hope
hopefully. But there are times where I'm like, oh, of course they didn't die. You know, they want to play it safe, but there's like but that's the one exception for me, where I'd be like, I am fine with undoing this death. If they come back, I don't think it undoes anything. I think it works perfectly. Because if that's how it goes, because maybe they'll even have like a thing, because the Hand can resurrect people. So maybe the Hand will resurrect Foggy as like, hey, Matt, you want your Foggy back?
That would be interesting.
Join us.
That would be interesting.
Because Matt does rule the Hand for a bit. And even kills Bullseye. But then turns out Matt was actually possessed by the Beast, and that Bullseye didn't die. But we don't like talk about Shadowland. But yeah, I thought this was a great episode. What do you think, babe?
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Before we log off, is there anything you want to plug in?
Maybe I could plug my band for now.
Sure.
So you can follow us on Instagram. We're ferns.and.fiddleheads. And we have an album coming out later this year, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'll direct a music video.
Thanks.
All right. Well, thank everybody for listening, and you have a nice day. Bye.